everybody, this is Stacy Blake and this is the 5 to 6 o'clock part Ashtanga, part Yin class. And this is my dog Milo. He will be helping me teach class today. I can't have him in another room because he will bark and scratch, but he's fine. He's getting used to this gig. So anyway, this class is about, the first part of the class is more of a Yang style of class where each breath is with movement. So you're taking your breaths at a pace that's regulated, and between each pose you take 5 breaths. And the primary focus of the first part of the class is your breath. So it's inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs and then exhaling all the way to the bottom of the lungs. The second part of the class is more of, it is a Yin style part of the class. There's no regulated breath pattern, but to just gauge your focus on how your body's feeling and how your breath is, and continue to breathe in and out of the nose. With Ashtanga, we do go through some poses. It gets your blood flowing, gets you warmed up, so your body is a little bit, it's more warmed up and your body is feeling more where it can get into a pose. But because I'm not there to help you and assist you to make sure you're okay, try to listen to my cues for alignment, and but most of all, listen to how your body's feeling. If you're feeling that you're holding your breath when you're in a pose, then you should come out of it a little bit. Another tip would be just don't push yourself. And a lot of the times our minds will play tricks on us where we think that we have to get into the full pose or you have to do everything perfectly, and just don't let that happen. The very most important thing about these classes are not injuring yourself and just focusing on the breath. If you can inhale and exhale through the entire class, you are practicing yoga. So we're going to start, one more tip too for the yin part. I don't think I've said this in any of my recorded classes yet. So the purpose of yin is to allow your muscles to relax so you can get the stretch into your tendons and ligaments and fascial tissue, which is something that we don't normally do unless we focus on those muscles to let them relax so we could get into that stretch. And kind of an example I like to use is you take your finger and you stiffen it up, and it's hard to press it. It's hard to press back. For yin, when you're trying to relax your muscles so you can press into your joints and ligaments, you're allowing your muscle to relax. And see, my finger bends a little bit further. So that's just a little tip about yin and what we're trying to accomplish. So let's get started. Let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath in. And we'll start the breath pattern going. So by focusing on your breath, you are trying to release your mind from what happened earlier today, yesterday, last week. Release your mind of what might be happening, what could happen later on today after class, tomorrow or next week. A tool for us to bring our minds where we are on our mat right now is the breath. It's also sensory. So feeling the air on your skin, feeling how the mat feels as you sit on it, the smell in your room, and the sounds in your room. And starting with the breath pattern, we breathe with our mouth closed, all in and out of the nose. We'll start inhaling big deep breaths, filling the lungs front to back, side to side, and then emptying all the way to the bottom. This time trying to keep the belly tucked in a little bit on the exhale and keeping the belly tucked in on the inhale. Just taking a couple of breaths. And if you'd like, we'll start the class with an optional Om. Inhale. And taking a nice breath in and slowly opening our eyes. We'll come to standing at the front of our mats. As always, our toes are together, heels are slightly apart. Standing up tall, roll back the shoulders, take a deep breath in, and exhale. One more deep breath in, and exhale. Sun salutation A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, head up halfway. Exhale the feet back. Lower down, keeping the elbows close by your body. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So our feet are a little wider than hip distance. And our fingers and palms of our hands are flat on the mat with the weight evenly distributed, outer edges and inner edges of the hands. We're taking 5 breaths, that's about 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling your feet to the front of the mat, head comes up halfway. Exhale, head down. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. Good, again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale your head up halfway. Exhale, feet back and lower down. You can use your knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So your gaze is between your knees, staying focused on one part of the room. It's called drishti. Focusing on your breath. One more inhale in. And exhale. Inhale your feet to the front of the mat. Head comes up halfway. Exhale, head down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale. One more of these. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, head up halfway. Exhale, feet back, lower down, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Hips are reaching towards the ceiling, and your heels are reaching towards the mat. That's about 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling your feet to the front of the mat. Head comes up halfway. Exhale, head down. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale. Getting ready for sun salutation B. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, head up halfway. Exhale, feet back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling your right foot to the front of the mat. Arms reach up, take your time. Then exhale, hands go to the mat and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling the left foot in the front of the mat. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lower down, using your knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. If you feel your breath is not even, listen to your breath, listen to your body. Go to child's pose and come back when we're ready, whenever you're ready. It's about 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling your feet to the front of the mat. Head comes up halfway. Exhale, head down. Bending the knees. Inhale, arms up. And exhale. Good. One more of these. Bending the knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, head up halfway. Exhale, feet back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling the right foot to the front of the mat. Arms reach up. And as you practice, you'll be able to do this in one breath. Exhale, hands to the mat and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling the left foot to the front of the mat. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Nice deep breaths here. 2, 3, all in and out of the nose. 4, and 5. Inhaling your feet to the front of the mat. Head comes up halfway. Exhale, head down. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale. Good. So we're going to stand at the front of our mat. Our feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to inhale our chest forward and exhale, bending your knees as much as you need to until you can grab your big toe with your first 2 fingers and thumb. Inhale your head up halfway and exhale, just let your head dangle. Shoulders away from the ears. Again, 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale your head up halfway. Exhale the palms of your hands underneath your feet. Again, bending your knees as much as you need to. Inhale your head up halfway. And then exhale, head down again. Shoulders away from the ears. Lower tummy tucked in. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling your head up halfway. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands and feet together. Good. Inhale to 5-pointed star, pointing your right toes to the back of the mat. Inhale, reach forward, grab anywhere above or below your knee. Inhale, Inhale, looking up at your left thumb if it's okay with your neck. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up. Exhale, pivoting to the other side now. Inhale, reaching forward above or below the knee. And inhale, your right hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up. Exhale, pivot your hips and your feet to the back of the mat. Both legs are straight, your knees are engaged. Inhale, your left arm up. And exhale, your left hand crossing over to your right leg. Inhaling your left arm up, or you could have it on your back, whatever is comfortable for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, look down first. Inhale, come up. Exhale, pivoting to the front of the mat again. Both legs are straight, knees are engaged. Make sure your hips are square. Inhale, your right arm up. And exhale, your right arm over your left leg this time. 5 deep breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, look down first. Inhale, come up to 5-pointed star. Exhale, hands and feet to the front of the mat. Good. Inhale to 5-pointed star. This time, bending your right knee. Exhale, your elbow to your knee or the mat. Having a straight line, just imagining a straight line all the way from that back foot to the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale, bending the left leg now. Inhaling the right arm over. 5 breaths. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up. Exhale, pivot the hips and the feet towards the back of the mat. Inhaling the left arm up and exhaling your left elbow over your right thigh. Put your hands together and just give a nice slight push for a twist. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, look down first. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, pivoting to the front of the mat this time. Bending the left leg. Inhale, the right arm up. And exhale, your right elbow over your left leg. 5 deep breaths. 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, look down first. Inhale, come up to 5-pointed star. Exhale, hands and feet to the front of the mat. Good. Inhale out to 5-pointed star. Exhale your hands to your hips. Inhale the chest forward and exhale, bending over until your hands reach the mat. So you may need a wider stance, or you could use a block or a blanket. Shoulders are away from the ears. 5 breaths. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale your head up halfway. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, we'll stay right here. Inhaling your chest out. Exhale, folding forward, keeping your hands on your hips, shoulders away from the ears. Pressing the elbows towards each other. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhale, stay right here. Inhale your arms out to 5-pointed star. Exhale, clasping your hands behind your back. Inhale your chest forward and exhale, fold forward. Again, shoulders away from the ears. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhale, release the hands. Very good. Inhale your arms out to 5-pointed star. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale the chest out. And then exhale, grabbing your big toes with your first 2 fingers and thumb. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, letting the head dangle. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling your head up halfway, flat back. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands and feet to the front of the mat. Good, one last time. Exhale, 5-pointed star. Inhale, grab your wrists, your elbows, or you could put your hands in prayer behind your back. To have both of our legs straight, knees are engaged. Inhale your chest out and exhale, folding forward over your right leg. Chin to shin pose, just imagining your chin will touch your shin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up. Exhale, pivoting the feet to the front of the mat. Other side. Inhaling the chest forward. Exhaling over your left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release the hands. And inhale, hands and feet to the front of the mat. I'm going to turn this way so you can see balancing poses. We're going to do 2 today. So we're going to start by really placing your weight and grounding everything into your left leg. The balancing pose is you could take your right leg up and hold underneath your thigh. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can just place your foot on the mat and that's fine. Or you could hold underneath your shin. The last, or the extension of the pose is grabbing your big toe with your hands. So let's set up. Take a deep breath in, folding forward if you have your toe. 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, have your leg out. Or if your foot's on the mat, or you can hold underneath your knee. 5 breaths. 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Going to the other side. So grounding in your right foot, bringing your left leg up, probably the same as you did on the other side. So toe to the floor, underneath the thigh or under the knee, or grabbing your toe. And inhale, exhale, fold for 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Foot can go to the side. And if it's comfortable for you, you can look over your right shoulder for 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale your leg in, exhale, fold, inhale, rise up, exhale, feet to the mat. The second balancing pose is standing half-bound lotus. So we're going to inhale our right leg up, flexing at the toes to protect your knee. You can have it any amount, just make sure you're comfortable where you're at. We'll inhale our right arm behind us, either grabbing clothing, your elbow, or your toes. Starting now, 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, release. Going to the other side, grounding into the right leg this time. Inhaling the left leg up. Exhaling the left arm behind you. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, release. The last bit of standing before the yin. Coming to the front of our mats, hands and feet together. Nice big inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, head up halfway. Exhale, feet back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling both feet to the front of the mat. Everything is together. Your toes are touching, knees are touching, thighs are touching. We're going into chair pose, so you're in a squat. Inhale your arms out, flip the palms up. If it's okay with your neck, look between your hands. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale your head up halfway. Exhale your feet back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot to the front of the mat so you're in a lunge. The back foot is flat on the mat. Pivoting the hips. Warrior 1. Flip the palms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, pivoting to the back of the mat. Now we're bending our left knee. Right foot is flat on the mat. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale your arms out for warrior 2. Stance might be a little bit wider. Just make sure you're not going too far back or too far forward. We're right in the middle. Looking over the left fingertips. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, reach up. We're going to the other side, bending that right knee for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Exhaling your hands down to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just take 2 breaths here, deep breaths. 1, 2. You can slowly bring your knees down to the mat. We'll just go into child's pose, allowing our bodies to adjust, allowing our breath to slow down, allowing the heart rate to come back to normal. We're going to hold the yin poses anywhere from 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Some yin classes poses are held for up to 8 minutes. Well, for this class, we'll only do 1.5 to 2.5 minutes. You should notice your breath is slowed. Heart rate's probably close to being back to normal. So on your inhale, just slowly come up vertebrae by vertebrae, very slowly, starting at the bottom of the back, rolling to the top of the back, middle of the back, then the top of the back, letting the head come up last. Just taking a breath here. If you feel like making any movement, you can go ahead and take 30 to 40 seconds to do that. Maybe a minute. And so whenever you're ready, we're going to start our next yin pose on our hands and knees. So our knees are about hip distance apart. Our hands are underneath our shoulders, about shoulder width apart. We're going to do cat-cow. So we're starting off in neutral. And when you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath in, arch the back, lifting the chin up away from the chest. Taking a couple of breaths here. This is a back bend. So be careful and mindful of your back. Only go as far as it is a little bit challenging to you, but no pain. Take a couple more breaths. And then on your exhale, we'll bring our chin to our chest, arching our back up like a cat, tucking the lower belly in, moving the scapula away from each other, getting a nice space between the shoulder blades. Taking a few breaths. And on your inhale, we'll slowly come out of that, arching the back, lifting the chin up away from our chest. Trying to take deep breaths. And on your exhale, tucking the chin to our chest, arching the back, separating the shoulder blades. One more inhale. Chin away from the chest, arching the back. Couple of breaths. And then exhale, chin to chest, arching the back. And on your exhale, bring our backs to neutral. And again, we'll come to a seated position on our mats. Just taking any movement you need to come out of that pose, whether it's slightly twisting the back very gently, or maybe wiggling your head back and forth, stretching out the neck muscles, but just taking this time to do whatever your body's calling for. Okay, so whenever you're ready, there's no rush. I am going to set us up for our next pose. So when you're ready, we'll be on our hands and knees again. This time we're going to use our left foot to kind of hold our weight, or our knee. We're going to just bring our right leg in. So we're going to press our pinky toe to the mat to protect the knees. And then just come over any amount. So you can come on your elbows, and you can stay here. You can use your fists and have your head resting on your hands, your fists. Or if you'd like, you have more room, you can rest your head on your hands. Just kind of gauging whatever feels comfortable for you. And just making any adjustments in the first 30 seconds of this pose. So in Yin, you're not supposed to move around a lot. So you really get into your pose and you stay still with it. Unless you're in pain, obviously you would come out of it. But just resolve to stay still and quiet. We'll hold this pose for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Couple more breaths. And on your exhale, slowly rise up. Releasing the leg that's underneath you. Be very careful. You can roll to one side if you'd like, or prop yourself up on your elbows or your hands. And again, just giving yourself a few seconds to make any adjustments your body's calling for. Coming out of that pose. And whenever you're ready, come to our hands and knees. We'll get set up for the other side. This time, lifting our right side, our right leg up or knee, so you can bring this left leg over. Just being careful of the knee. Pressing your pinky toe on the mat will help. Just bringing that leg up. And then finding that spot where you're getting a stretch, but you're not overdoing it. It's that balancing point, that tipping point. And this time, what I'd like you to do is just scan through your body and see if you can find any muscles that don't need to be working. Jaw muscles, muscles in your face, muscles in your left leg. Let them loosen up. Try to fully relax. Taking a couple more breaths. And your next inhale will slowly come up. You could roll to one side if you'd like to release the leg, using your hands or your elbow. Again, just taking a few moments to come out of that pose, whatever your body's calling for. So whenever you're ready, I'm just going to go and lie on our backs. I'm going to set up for a twist. It's usually the last pose I do before Shavasana. So we'll twist on each side. So getting into a comfortable position on your mat with your knees bent. Our arms will be out to the side. with the palms facing the ceiling. We're going to go ahead and inhale our right leg over our left leg. Just let our legs fall towards the right, and our head will go in the opposite direction to the left. We're getting a stretch all along the left side of the abdomen. Resetting the spine. Twists are good for digestion. Really taking note of how your body's feeling. Focusing on that breath still. If you'd like to, you could close your eyes. And just notice the breath. Notice how it might be a little more challenging to get a full breath in and a twist. And that's okay, that's normal. Couple more breaths. And on your next inhale, we'll bring our head and our legs to neutral, bringing our feet to the mat with our knees bent. Just getting set up for the other, before we do that, we're gonna bring our legs to our chest. So grabbing our knees, underneath our knees. Just rock back and forth, massaging the lower back. I knew I was missing something. Before I went into the other side of the twist, my back could feel it. This is a really nice stretch for the lower back. Very mild, but beneficial. Few more breaths. Good. Exhaling, feet to the mat with our knees bent. And again, our arms are outstretched to the side, palms facing the ceiling. And this time we're inhaling our right leg over, our left leg over our right leg. And then this time our legs are going to fold over towards the left. And our head will be towards the right, the opposite direction of our legs. If you'd like to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. And again, just noticing any tightness in the body, any muscles that shouldn't be active, that don't need to be active. Just letting them release. Watching the breath. Couple more breaths. And on your exhale, bringing the legs towards neutral. Untwining the legs. And again, bringing your knees to your chest. Give our legs a rock and a hug, rocking back and forth one last time. inhale, bring our legs down, all the way down to the mat. Our feet are about mat width apart. Our palms are towards our side. Palms are facing the ceiling. Let's take a nice deep breath in and sigh it out the mouth. Inhale and sigh it out. One more deep breath in and sigh it out. Now there's nothing left to do. No more breath pattern. Time to relax in Shavasana, and I'll let you know when we're ready to come out. If there's any thoughts you're having, just watch them pass by like clouds in the sky. There's no doing right now, just breathing and relaxing. Now just bringing your attention back to your resting breath. Maybe wiggling your toes, your fingers. Maybe rolling over on your right side. But eventually coming to a seated position at the front of your mat. With your eyes closed, but there's no rush or hurry. Taking your time. So we'll just take this time to acknowledge that you took this time for you today and be proud of that. Be grateful for positive things in your life when there seems to be or could seem to be some negativity. There's always positive things. And oftentimes there are more positive things. Just try to be thankful for those. Be thankful for your family and friends. Be thankful that you're able to breathe and move your body as you joined our class today. And just notice if something changed, whether it's how your body's feeling, how your breath is, how your mind is feeling. And just know that something did change. If you'd like, we could end the class in an optional Om. On an inhale, Om.